Hey guys, welcome back to Finish Food Academy channel. In the previous part, we already built a full zombie shooter game. We have a player, bullets, zombies, lives, and a kill system. In this video, part 9, we're taking the game to the next level. Today, we're adding a proper life bar system, zombie that damages the player, a boss zombie that appears after many kills, and logic that works cleanly without breaking our old code. Let us jump right in. The first one is the variable, which is very important. So we already have three variables before. If you've seen part 7 and 8, now I'm going to create two more variables. So the first one is going to be boss health. Then the second one is going to be boss spawned. And then one last one, total kills. So it is 3, not 2. Now, so you need to understand that the kills variable here is for reward for extra life for the player. But the total kills is only for tracking when the boss should appear. Now that our game can remember everything properly, we're ready to connect the logic. Now the next place we're going to go to is the bullet sprites. So now I am in my bullet sprites, and you can see this code that says when I start as a clone, repeat until touching zombie or touching edge, move 20 steps. If touching zombie, yes, that's exact code. So still in my variable code block, I'm going to take the change, and then I'll change this boss out to total kills by 1. And that is all we'll be doing there. So we've extended the code. And every time a bullet hits a zombie, the kills goes up for life rewards, total kills goes up for boss spawning. You never mix them. And this is how real games avoid bugs. Each sprite only handles its own job. Now, in the player logic, to just confirm, can see that we have change lives by 1, set kills to 0. So when the player defeats enough zombies, they earn an extra life, then logic stays untouched. So I just need to confirm that it is there. And I reduce this one to 15 so we can test it. And then we'll reduce the boss points to like 10. So it comes out faster, or maybe 5. Now good games go by adding systems, not breaking old ones. So now the next thing now is creating the boss zombie. So I'm going to duplicate this. Change this to boss zombie. And then I'm going to come here, remove all this. And I'm going to come here. I'm going to change the color a bit. So outline. And this one, let's change it to. Okay. So then this one increase the size. Okay. So change the color to. Okay, now we have our boss zombie. So now You go back to the code block. So the first thing I will do is create the reset logic. We'll go to control, events. When green flag clicked, go to looks, a bit height, come down again, and then go to variables, pick sets bus spawn to 0. So this makes sure the bus doesn't appear twice or glitch when the game restarts. Every big game needs rules. This is ours. Now the next thing I'm going to do now is we'll write the code to spawn the bus. So that is what spawn means is to create or show the bus. Now go to events. When green flag clicked, we'll go to control and pick forever. And then we'll now go still in control, pick if then. They put it inside the forever block. I'm going to go to operators and pick the AND operator. So the AND operator, what it does is that it's both sides has to be true for the if to evaluate. So if A equals to true and B equals to true, that is when the if block will now process the statements. So it's going to say if true, then. So that's what the AND block only evaluates when both sides are true. So, and if it is true, the if then also evaluates. So now we are going to say still there. I'm going to say is greater than total kills. So instead of 50, in this one now, you have 15 here. So I'm going to reduce, we say 10 here. Then we'll go back to operator and pick the equals to bus spawn. We'll go back to variables. Now we'll reduce this one to 0. So what we've done now is we're saying we're saying this total kills once it is greater than 10, and this bus spawn once it is still equals to 0. So here you can see that this is 0, and because you have this reset logic, set bus spawn to 0, so here will be 0. But once this total kills becomes 10, then this is going to become true. So it's going to be total kills greater than 10, true. Bus spawn equals to 0, true. And if that is true, the if is going to evaluate. So if true, then what's this? Let's put here. Windows Medicines. You could listen here. Let's trace this down. So now we're now going to go to control. I say create a clone of myself. Set bus spawn to 1. Then after, now because of this logic here, after 10 total zombie defeats, the boss shows up, but only once. This makes the game feel like levels instead of chaos. So now the boss behavior is the next thing. Let's give the boss some real power. So let me just take this circle, shoot this a bit to the summit. This edits. So okay. Okay, so now the next thing now is still you go to control and pick when I start as a clone. So this should be enough. Okay. So we already created the boss health. Now we're going to give the boss some life. Say set boss health to 20. So let's leave it at 15. Then we'll go to looks and pick show so that our boss can now show on the screen. So you see here we say create a clone of myself. Set boss pound to 0. It should be 1, not 7. And that's when we start as a clone, set boss health to 15, and then show. Now we're now going to go to control and pick forever, so we don't have to write repeats. Not just repeat every time. And then we'll pick this if then, we'll duplicate it in 2 times. Then fetch it out with the genie. The boss set should not kill. Okay, so I'll change that back. I will not forget, so I'll change it back. So now I'm not going to say, we'll go to motion, we'll pick points towards player, move 2 steps. So make it slower. Now I'm going to say, if touching, go to sensing. If touching bullets, then change boss health to -1. So I'm going to deduct from the boss health here. Wait 0.1 seconds. This makes sense so that we can reduce the weight is in control. Now the next one now is, now that we've created the logic to destroy the boss using the bullets by deducting the life from the boss and ensuring that it waits before it moves to the next one. The next one now is if the boss is touching the player, we'll say if touching player, change lives by -1. Wait 1 second. That is in control. The next one now is if boss health less than so we'll pick this less than gun and then go to variables to pick boss health. As soon as boss health less than 0, that says if the player has defeated the boss by reducing the boss health, delete this clone Then go to variables to pick set boss pound. Okay, so now this, and the boss now takes many hits with this. It hurts the player and then it resets properly when defeated. So now the game is ready to find out. So now the only thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to test. Just take this guy away slightly. Take this guy away. Put this guy in. Set this to 15. Now we can test the game. Okay, so okay. Boss zombie. Varför tar han inte over till dem? Den boss som so boss health less than 0, same cost points, reduce this current. Okay. We set boss out to 0. When I missed this, I was wondering why I did not set total case to 0. So now boss out less than 0. The boss health is not even I still have a long way to go. Boss health is in 14. The boss health is reducing. The minute Kaleba defeats the boss, the soul. Trying to reduce the boss health, but the zombies are attacking from another angle. Can't defend both of them properly. Okay, so there you have it. Now that is it. So now I have a full zombie shooter, a life system, a reward system, and a boss battle. This is how real games are made step by step. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and tell me what boss we should add next. Happy coding, and I will see you in the next video.